All right, so what I wanted to continue here was with Mornings with Mark episode 58, continue that theme of soft skills, getting started in cybersecurity, because I think a lot of the questions I get are great, they're valid, and they're always almost focused about the technical side. What course should I be taking? What skills do, what technical skills do I need to learn? Where should I be focusing my educational efforts? And those are great questions, and they don't exclude the soft skills, but they're always slanted towards being around the technologies. And I think that's understandable, but there's doing us, ourselves and the community a massive disservice. There is a huge aspect of cybersecurity that is around the soft side, around people. And I'll give you a couple concrete examples that popped up in the news recently. So there was another hack around cryptocurrency. 1.5 million or so in Ethereum was stolen, I believe it was, and then pair that up with a article that Wired had about how they lost 100,000 in Bitcoin because they destroyed some keys on purpose. And look back a few months and you'll see any number of exchanges or brokerages or ICOs that have been hacked or manipulated. And there's a reason for this. It's pseudonymous, it's easy to get funds in and out, it's a good target for criminals. But more often than not, at the end of the day, cryptocurrency is just a file sitting on a system somewhere. So the challenge is how do you protect that? And there's technology, sure. You need strong intrusion prevention, you need strong anti-malware, all this kind of stuff. But primarily it's around operational security or people, right? Dealing with the people side of it. So how do you make sure that your people are not making some mistakes? And I put quotes around mistakes, you heard it there in my voice, because I don't think they're mistakes. I think it's a failure to create a process. It's a failure to create a usable workflow for people to be secure by default. This comes back to being security by design. You need to have systems that are usable. This has been a massive focus in my research and interest for the last decade plus, is usable security systems, because more often than not, people don't have malicious intent. Nobody says, hey, I've got this great ICO and I hope it gets hacked. Or look at all this cryptocurrency I have, whether it's Ethereum or Bitcoin or Monero, whatever it is, I hope somebody steals it. Nobody says that. These are people have made simple mistakes, people have made operational mistakes, and I think from getting started in a cybersecurity perspective, we need to focus far more on the people side of it. So this means developing your soft skills, not just the social engineering side, though obviously that's super cool and interesting, but in working with people, in building teams, in understanding their points of view so that you can then help them build a workflow that is secure by default, that has privacy by design, that works for them. And that's really the big key, and I think that's where we lose sight a lot of the time in security, is that we are so focused on the technical side that we forget about the people side. Yet the people are 90% of this problem. So if you're getting started in cybersecurity, I strongly suggest that you start to look at upgrading your soft skills, upgrading your people skills. Now the challenge here is a lot of that's experience-based. And I know the biggest problem we have in getting people into the field is ridiculous requirements for junior entries, right? So a junior position with 5 years experience. What is that? That's never going to happen. So going out and getting experience, I can say that very easily, but is that really effective? No. But if you're thinking about university, which was our topic in the last episode, maybe a minor in psychology or organizational psychology would help. Or even just picking up a few courses here or there. If you're already finished that phase, focused on leadership skills, on team building skills, on communications, practicing what I'm doing right now, getting the word out, communicating. For me, I like the daily vlog. I like going live. I like writing up stuff when I have the chance. I like sharing and educating, but this is a good skill that you can practice and you get better with time. I made the mistake of looking back on Mornings with Mark to the first few episodes and oh, wow, how bad were they? I apologize and I appreciate your patience, but I feel that I've gotten better despite the shaky introduction to this one, just checking out a new mic setup and streaming and all this kind of stuff. But still, I feel, 58 episodes in that I've gotten better. That's practice, that's repetition. That's something anybody can do. There's zero barrier to entry here. Now, whether people are watching it or not, you're going to get better. That's a soft skill you can practice. That's a soft skill you should be practicing. Working with teams, leadership, you need other people around you, and that comes with time, but you can put the efforts in now. Read some great books. I'll dig up some some links to some of the material that I've read, and I'll put them in the description, and I'll tweet them out afterwards at MarkNCA as always. But soft skills are critical because the vast majority of issues come down to not to a technical failure, but to a workflow or a process or a people failure. And that's really, no matter which way you slice it, it's still an information security failure, but it's one that we can fix through non-technical means by working with people. And far often, way too often, our gut reaction to a security breach or a hack is we need more technical controls. We need to buy more product. We need to put stuff in place to stop this from happening. When really the solution is to examine the workflow and maybe do a little education, a little outreach, understand why people are working in a certain manner as opposed to in a more secure manner. I would count that as far more productive use of your time on many levels. In order to get there, you need to beef up your soft skills. What do you think? Hit me online at MarkNCA. This is always a discussion. It gets better with time. The more we talk about it, the better we all get. Talk to me in the comments below. What's your approach for soft skills? How do you improve your people skills? I know for me, I'm very much an introvert, believe it or not. People skills can be hard, but you put yourself out there, you build trust. You push the envelope a little bit, because at the end of the day, if you're not educating and helping people raise the bar, you're not really getting to the end goal, which is making sure that whatever system you're deploying does what it's supposed to do, and only that. And systems include not just tech, but people too. Talk to you soon.